You know that moment when you're watching an anime and you think to yourself, when did I fall in love with this? That feeling is the entire experience of watching Hisone to Maso-tan. An original anime created by Studio Bones and the director of Kisniver, Hisone to Maso-tan is both incredibly grounded and yet utterly insane. Let me explain to you the plot. A young woman, Amakasu Hisone, is an employee in the Japanese Air Force. She is an awkward young woman who has no filter on what she tells others. She is blunt to the point of insulting, and at least realizes that she's awkward for it. Sounds somewhat standard so far, right? Awkward protagonist in a unique position, and we follow her daily life. Did I forget to mention the Dragon Transformer fighting planes? Yeah. Enter Maso-tan, a dragon that transforms into a fighter plane. Apparently many air forces around the world have these dragons, and they are picky. Each dragon chooses who they feel will be their best pilot, and of course, Hisone turns out to be the perfect fit for Maso-tan. Oh right, and they have to swallow their rider and then pilot them from the inside of their body. Yeah, it's anime. Sure, it's not the most bizarre thing in anime, even this most recent season that I can think of. We've had idol girls turning into magical men, odd anthropomorphic horse racing girls, there's a series involved with people wearing a dental piece that could turn others into slaves, a family of siblings genetically spliced with plant and animal DNA trying to live in a human world. Like I said, that was just in the last couple of seasons. I don't have to tell you that anime can get a little strange. So what is that it factor that made me love Hisone to Maso-tan? It has odd, complex lore that is only sort of hinted at throughout the series. It has backstory that would be very important for us to know about as the viewer that we only get bits and pieces of. There are rules about falling in love that the pilots are never told of. Priestesses whose sole purpose it is to tame a beast to allow it not to crush the cities below. The truth of it is that this anime in particular, is a character study. It is the study of our main protagonist and other people who surround themselves with this absurdity. I'm not one normally for awkward cringe type comedy, yet Amakasu is unreservedly awkward and cringy yet lovable in her earnest personality and the way in which she approaches this newfound world. Each of the pilots we are introduced to have unique personalities and yet reflect why they would have been chosen by these dragons to be their partners. The young women are flawed, and not in your typical anime conventions. In an odd way, Hisone to Maso-tan is far more realistic than many slice-of-life anime you might be used to. There are stories of former pilots who left the program to start families, others who are still in the Air Force after decades removed from their time as dragon pilots. There is tension between the regular Air Force and the dragon pilots, sometimes rooted in jealousy, while oftentimes more about insecurity and expectation. There is the relationship not just between the humans themselves, but the relationship between pilot and living fighter jet. There is a balance between the seriousness of their mission as members of the armed forces, while also just the really cool factor of living with, and piloting dragons. Beyond its premise, this anime does what all great anime need to do. The voice acting is very well done, from understanding performances that make the world feel alive, to over-the-top reactions from characters experiencing over-the-top situations. The music is wonderful, as the opening changes with revelations throughout the series. The ending is sung in French for some reason, sung by different characters throughout its runtime. The animation is a beautiful handcrafted art style that is both wonderfully unique and yet reflective of older ideologies in Japanese animation. I don't want to spoil any more than what I already have, but I think the highest praise that I can give this anime is this. Oftentimes when you're watching an anime, especially in 2018, the first thing someone else will ask you is, well, what is this anime like? Naruto is like Dragon Ball Z, but with ninjas, that sort of thing. As I continued to watch Hisone to Maso-tan, I couldn't really compare it to anything else. It isn't, a mecha series, it isn't just a slice of life, it isn't just a military series, it doesn't so much reflect any particular genre or anime that I've seen, instead of allowing itself just the opportunity to be. It is the story of a world where dragons transform into fighter jets, and the types of human beings who would be crazy enough to be swallowed by them to be their pilots. But it doesn't just reflect the absurdity of that statement, but also the mundane that would happen if that became your everyday life. So many of the greatest moments of the anime are when two characters are getting to know each other, as they provide routine maintenance on the dragons. An expression of love and affection can be just as startling and cheered for as when the pilots succeed in their training. You care just as much about the mundane lifestyle that they have to live as you do about the absurd and amazing concept. It's not perfect, but it is so damn entertaining and wholly unique. Dare I say that in the years moving ahead, Hisone to Maso-tan will be what many anime are compared to, rather than the one being the subject of comparison. And let it be known now, if there is an anime that is said to be like Hisone to Maso-tan moving forward, it will most certainly grab my attention. Let us know in the comments below if you have given Hisone to Maso-tan a watch. It will be available later on Netflix. I totally get why it won't be some people's favorite anime, but not all anime will be for everyone. I'd like to thank Sugar for allowing me the opportunity to speak about Hisone to Maso-tan, and we will see you again soon. Bye!